As we've been telling you, we're on our way to 100 degrees today. It's going to be tough for the players and the fans out here at the UC Health Training Center for day one of Broncos training camp.
We're calling an audible.
Yes, let's do it.
That's what you do when you change the play in the huddle. And
He's had to do it a few times.
And he's doing it with a new team. New quarterback for the Broncos, Joe Flacco, joining us. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, glad to be here. 100 degrees today, huh?
You look forward to that? I'm sure you had some things to deal with weather-wise in Baltimore, probably humidity.
Yeah, hey, everybody always says that, but I've been out here for a little while. That sun is hot.
Yeah, and playing at a little higher altitude as well. You've got to be excited. I mean, you've been in the league. You're a Super Bowl champ. But this has got to be maybe almost like when you go to college at first. It's like, hey, this is a new team, new excitement, new teammates. You've got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that going on. It's definitely livens things up a little bit when you're the new guy and you don't really know what to expect right away. I think I'm past a lot of that just because we have such a pretty intense off season and you get to know a lot of the guys and all, but at the same time this is all new, training camp for my first time here in Denver, and I'm excited to kind of be a part of it and see what it's all about, get the fans out here today, add a little bit of excitement to it. So
you are a tall drink of water. I told you that when you came in. 6'6".
Yep.
Yeah. It's immediately imposing, but I guess in a good way. And I've heard other players say that helps you kind of command respect because you walk into a room and it's immediately like, oh my God, he's here. And that's a good thing. How has it been in the in the locker room with these guys, because they seem to really like you and think you're a good captain of this team?
I hope so. Listen, I think when you're the quarterback, you're automatically put in that kind of role. I think it's also a little bit easier for guys to look at me that way because I'm 34 years old. This is my 12th year, and you're dealing with a bunch of guys that are like 23 to 25. Yeah. So
they're like, Dad.
It's true. It really is, and it's not like I'm that much older than them, but I'll be sitting there eating lunch with them or whatever, and I realize, like, man, I'm sitting down with people that are 10 years younger than me, and I don't even realize it. I don't. I've been doing this my whole life, and teammates are just teammates. I don't look at myself as like the old guy. I think I'm the oldest guy on the team, but I don't see myself that way. I just see myself as one of the guys, and I hope that everybody on the team can feel that. I hope that everybody in the organization can feel that. I hope that it translates to success. I want to be, I want to be demanding of everybody, but at the same time, I want everybody to respect who I am, and that way, when I do demand things from them, they know that I'm coming from an awesome spot, and they can understand why that is. So it was interesting that first week when I got here in the off season, just to kind of sit at a table somewhere or sit at my locker and kind of see who sat down and which guys you met. But there's so much changeover every year on every NFL team. I mean, even if I'm on the Broncos 3 years from now, the team's probably going to be 95% different. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much turnover every year anyway. It's always a lot of fun to kind of meet new guys and get going that way.
So a little football talk without giving away trade secrets. Two-part question about the offense. How do you characterize Rich Scangarilla's offense, and is it at all similar to what you ran when Gary Kubiak was your coordinator in Baltimore?
Well, it's tough for me to characterize exactly, put a definition on exactly what it is in terms of, how fans view it. But I know, and then as far as what I ran in 2014, the terminology is definitely similar. There's definitely a lot of carryover. But when you start to get into some of the drop back pass concepts, it may change a little bit. But there is a lot of carryover, and I think that definitely helped me in my transition, with learning the offense and all that.
From an organizational standpoint, do you get excited when you think, I'm playing for a team that's won Super Bowls, I'm playing for a GM who arguably you could say is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, John Elway? Does that get you excited, being that you play the same position?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, John's one of the best to ever do it. And, listen, every organization's trying to win Super Bowls. At least that's the idea. But when you're with a team that's done it before and multiple times, and you walk into their facility every day and you can see how important it is to get that done, and then also it carries over to the fan base. Especially out here as you get a little bit more west. I grew up on the East Coast, and it's a bunch of the cities are right on top of each other, and it's a little bit different atmosphere. And then you come out here, and man, it can be different at times. But the people out here are just as passionate as I've ever seen about football in my life.
We're crazy.
I've played a couple times out here. The stadium atmosphere is unbelievable. So I'm really excited about all that, and I think that helps a ton when you have a community that's really invested in the team winning. I think the team feels that and makes it happen because of that.
What do you think, though, when you've got some national commentators, and maybe it's all clickbait, but they say this is a team that's going to win maybe 2 or 3 games this season? Do you like coming in as an underdog with zero expectations, or do you get pissed off like Emmanuel Sanders did when he heard that?
Well, I think the bottom line is, some people out there might expect us to win 2-3 games, but at the end of the day, people around here, people in our building that I answer to, and my teammates and the fans here, they expect us to win games, a lot of games, and that's really all that matters. So I don't think you can ever really get tricked into thinking that expectations aren't quite as high as you think they are. Expectations are always high, and they should always be high, and we should always assume that and go out there and play that way, and I'm really excited to do that.
What about Denver itself, the city, the region, either has surprised you or you thought, I never knew that it was like that?
Oh, man. Well, I think you assume that it's just 3 feet of snow all year round.
And this year you were right.
Yeah. And then you get out here and you hear it's like over 300 days of sun, and, it melts pretty quickly, all that stuff. So, listen, I'm excited about being out here and, raising my kids in an awesome community. I think that's a really good part of it.
Well, we're excited to have you.
Yeah.
I mean, when we heard that the move was made, knowing your background, pedigree, and the kind of guy that you are, we thought this is a great fit for the Broncos. So, Joe, good luck, and thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
Joe.
Joe.
Have a good one.
Quarterback Joe Flacco of the Denver Broncos sitting down and visiting.